there, and welcome to this edition of Startup Central. I'm Nayantara. This is the only show of its kind on Indian television dedicated, of course, to startups. It's here that we talk about disruption, innovation, technology, basically anything to do with the new economy, and it's going to be here on your favorite channel, ET Now, at 6 p.m. if it's something that we think you need to know about. Well, like all the stakeholders of the community that we get on the show, the team that puts the show together, the Startup Central team, thrives on constructive criticism. So keep writing into us so we can take our show to the next level. Our email address right on top, suc@etnow.tv. Well, we saw the Auto Expo return after a hiatus of 3 years thanks to COVID-19. And there, the country's largest automaker, Maruti Suzuki, which has been a complete non-believer of electric vehicles in India, also went and said it's getting its act together and looking to put the car out by 2025. We saw various offerings from many of the players, including Tata Motors. M&M, that skipped Auto Expo, has come out with its XUV 400 EV, creating quite a buzz for its entry price point as well. So we're seeing this repeated buzz when it comes to EVs. We are seeing charging infrastructure, which is being put up, various states also that are coming out with their policies. And against this backdrop, I'm today going to put the spotlight on an EV battery maker, Log9 Materials, which is trying to disrupt the space with its own battery, which it believes is the best, the fastest to recharge. And in this winter funding season, it has managed to raise $40 million. But what's special about this Series B round is it's not just raised it from VCs, but managed to impress strategic players as well. Amara, the battery maker in India, a listed company, has also invested in Log9. And joining me to talk more about this is one of the co-founders, Pankaj. Pankaj, welcome to ET Now and Startup Central. You tell us about this fundraise and why it's special.
Thank you. This is, funding is such an important drive when a company is in a mode of scaling up. And especially for Log9, we're a deep tech company and we continue to invest a lot in our R&D. So for us, getting this particular funding was all about scaling up the business that we are in, which is manufacturing the batteries for the electric vehicles. Also, we are investing and doubling down our investment in lithium-ion cell development, which Log9 is the first company out of India that has done a 50 megawatt hour of commercial grade lithium-ion cell manufacturing. So I think for us, that has been the two major focus. Also the talent. EV market is hot. There are too many professionals who wants to be part of this journey. So we want to attract the best talent to come and work for us. So this funding then further enable us to expand our team strength. So those are the three broader verticals where this funding is supposed to go in.
But you know what made my eyes stand up was the fact that you've raised debt as well as equity from Amara, a traditional battery maker that we have in the country. This has to be more than just a check.
Yeah, no, one clarification. Amara's investment is completely equity. So Amara, Petronas, these are the two large investors in this particular round. But there are other debt investors who are part of this particular round. And for us, equity, we always look at as something that will go and build the internal strength of the company, which is all the product, all the intellectual property, the development of new materials that we are always working at. And our debt funding is primarily lined up for expanding the business. There's a lot of battery as a service and mobility as a service that we want to invest into. That is, making electric vehicle available to everyone. And we want to support that transition. And our debt funding is actually aligned for our BaaS and MaaS business model.
Okay, I take your point, and you want to clarify that it is an equity investment by Amara. It may very well be just an equity investment. But one's got to ask, why would Amara invest in an EV battery startup? So it may be equity today. Can it become strategic tomorrow? It is something that we are seeing with the OEMs and the EV world.
No, you're right. I think kudos to Amara. They are themselves a battery giant. They themselves have been in this business for over 2 decades. See, Amara is a strategic investor. They are just not investing into us, for an investment return, but they're closely working with us in terms of us and them looking at how to develop the lithium ion technology for India. You recently Amara also uh, spoke about the 9,500 crore investment they're doing on lithium ion technology. So Amara is a very strong lithium ion, has a very strong focus on lithium ion now, and Log9 being a startup has the ability to create that kind of a lithium ion technology. So I think it falls very much within their strategic ambit to partner and be a part of Log9 journey, because Amara being battery giant and we being a lithium ion tech company, that's a very strong strategic alignment over there.
So there is something more strategic, right? It can happen just the way we saw with the OEMs and the EV startups.
No, you're right. You're right. I think there is
Potential.
definitely potential. Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Now tell me, how has business been? Log9 has been, doing the deep tech to try and come out with a battery which is going to be, you know, charge very fast, last very long, and not cost a lot. That's a dream. Where have you reached?
I think we have done the 0 to 1 journey very well, which is to put the product out in the market, give it to customers, let the customer talk about it. Uh, we have already commercialized over 3,000 batteries in the market so far. And that's a pretty big number given that we are working in a B2B sector, which is two-wheeler and three-wheelers. And four-wheelers, we just launched a couple of months back. So what we're getting to know with our business is that Log9 battery is something that the businesses require, because businesses cannot afford to have a downtime when they have an EV. Imagine if you buy an EV and you're running a business and you have to deplug it for 4 to 5 hours from the business just to get it charged. So, but when you have a Log9 battery, if a two-wheeler 10 minutes, three-wheeler 35 minutes, four-wheeler maybe about 50 minutes. In those kind of short, fast charging moments, you get an opportunity every time the vehicle comes back to pick up something, comes to pick up a load, or the driver is taking a break, the battery is getting charged. So I think the business is on a very strong uptake. There is a very strong order book that we have garnered so far. Our four-wheeler business is taking off pretty strongly. But we truly believe that it's the three-wheeler that's going to drive a lot of adoption in India.
So on ground, what is the orders looking like? What's your order book? Do you have an order book as yet? Have you launched? Are you selling batteries?
I mean, the financial year that we were in, I mean, we already done a 20 million ARR straight away, and we're looking to at least, maybe 3 times of that this next financial year that we step into.
So what's the target for the new financial year? And are you one of the startups which has a cash runway, is looking to turn profitable, already profitable?
No, we can be profitable. We are just that we are investing a lot of our earnings back into the business at this point of time, because Log9 is working at a healthy, material margin is very healthy for us. Unit economics is pretty good. The product that we are building, pays for itself. The customers are happy to pay for it. The only difference that we have between being cash positive or profitable is that we are in right now, as I talked about it, we are investing very, very heavily in two things. One is building our battery manufacturing center, which already has a 250 megawatt hour. It's slated to go to about 2 gigawatt hour 2024. So there's a lot of capital investment that we're doing over there, and there's a substantial capital investment that we've done in a 50 megawatt hour lithium ion cell line. So I think our path to profitability is very well defined. We are looking 2024 as a inflection point for us, where we move into the profitability of the business.
Can you share with us, I mean, you're saying also that three-wheelers are likely to lead India's EV journey. Why you're saying that? Because three-wheelers will also be used as cargo. Is that one of the reasons? And secondly, who are your big clients?
Yeah, the reason I believe in three-wheelers is that the three-wheeler platform is stabilized to a pretty good extent. A typical three-wheeler, an electric three-wheeler, you can get anything between 3 to 4 lakh rupees today, depending on which make and model and OEM you go with. Having said that, when you have a three-wheeler, you can carry something like 500 kgs to 600 kgs in a three-wheeler. three-wheeler. So when I talk about the three-wheeler, I'm talking about the L5 three-wheeler load carrying three-wheelers. And they are the backbone of the last mile delivery in India. And if you look at it, a three-wheeler at about 3 to 4 lakh rupee price point, delivering goods at, let's say, about a rupee, or slightly less than a rupee per kilometer, that's revolutionary on a last mile logistics. So if you can see how the market is shaping up, there is a lot of 3PL partners, there are a lot of aggregators that are moving into using three-wheelers as their preferred mode of last mile delivery. India does what, 50 lakh deliveries every year? And imagine all of that can happen on a three-wheeler electric. That's a substantial carbon reduction. That's a huge profitability to the business that are running those three-wheelers. So I'm very gung-ho about it. There's something interesting that we've seen with four-wheelers. I mean, we recently done a four-wheeler, and I think that category, which is going to be 1 ton load carrying capacity kind of a vehicle, I think that's also going to be something that's going to take the market by force. So three-wheelers, majority of them for next 2-3 years, and four-wheelers will start to enter into that.
Okay, so that's the rationale why we like to see three-wheelers, and everybody's saying is three-wheelers, two-wheelers, and four-wheelers. So we're quite far away from that. Now, tell me, how many kind of batteries do you have? Which is your best battery? With what kind of range? How long does it take for it to charge as well, and how safe is it?
I would start with the safety first, because the first thing we wanted to build is the safest product for the customers. I mean, Log9 batteries, and we've done those stress tests. You can cut a Log9 battery or Log9 cell right in the middle. We've done nail penetration. We've thrown these batteries into fire. We've really tested these cells, and these cells are designed, and these battery packs are designed for something like India, a climate, a temperature profile which is 40-45 degrees, high humidity, very abusive dry cycles. People, the way these batteries are being used in the market, and it's supposed to be used rough and tough. So safety is very high on. That's number one. Log9 is betting on two main cell chemistry. One is called the LTO, which uses a titanate, and then another one is a darling of India chemistry, I would say, around, is an LFP. We have, when I talk about 3,000 plus batteries already commercialized, these are all LTO batteries. So these are batteries that operate anything between minus 30 degrees to all the way up till 65 degrees. So it's a very high temperature profile kind of a cell and battery. Second, the biggest thing about these batteries is that they don't degrade when you charge and discharge them fast. The biggest thing in lithium-ion technology is how can you charge a battery without degrading it, and that's been the major problem. That's why all electric vehicles are designed to be slow charged, because when you slow charge it, you're protecting the lithium-ion that cells inside the battery. But luckily with Log9 batteries and the way these batteries have been designed, and so I can throw in a very fast current into it without having to worry about degrading the life of it. And that brings me to the third and the most important point is lithium-ion batteries typically last for about a year or two. In an electric vehicle, maybe 3, given what kind of batteries you have. Log9 batteries are like 6 to 10 years very easily in an electric vehicle, and can go up to 20 to 25 years if you put these batteries in solar and wind. So these batteries are designed to last really long. And because of that, the customer trust is building on top of it, that once they buy a Log9 battery, they don't have to worry about safety, trying to charge it in a slow manner, or even to worry about where to replace it or when to replace it, because these batteries will live beyond the life of the vehicle.
And who are your big clients? I'm still waiting for you to tell me that.
Yeah, I mean, we have some very strong OEMs that we're working with. We have tied up with Hero Electric, Omega Seki, which is now one of the leading three-wheeler manufacturer. We have tied up with them. These are the products, and then there's another company called Graviton, with whom we are coming out with our vehicle. But beyond that, there are about a dozen other OEMs for whom we are developing batteries, we're integrating batteries. Some of the vehicles are at the homologation stages. So I think this quarter, the first quarter, as we go through the 2023 quarter one, you will see a lot more announcement come from our side on our new OEM partnerships and new vehicle platforms that we're expecting to go out in the market.
Okay, so we're going to leave it at that. Many thanks for joining us today All the very best. It's a big check of $40 million from marquee investors, including Petronas Ventures, and of course, the homegrown Indian battery maker Amara making its EV bet right now only equity. Let's see if there's potential for this to become strategic.
Thank you. Thank you. Been a pleasure here.